Hi, Jesse here from Jesse Lee Woodworking, and today is a continuation of the series for insulating this amazing barn that I have. So if you watched the first part of my series, I tackled the two exterior facing walls in my barn, and on one side I have plywood, and that's going to be for all of my tools and accessories, and the other wall is this wall behind me. Now I haven't sheetrocked this wall yet, mainly because before I put the sheetrock on, I do want to make sure that I have some power accessible, and I do want it basically recessed into a wall. The initial design for the post and beam barn was these electrical outlets that have the steel boxes, and those are on all of the posts around this barn, and that's mainly because it's kind of somewhat exposed to the elements. It's not protected at all. So I'm going to actually take the opportunity now to take those steel boxes and convert them and put them recessed into the wall. In addition, this barn is quite old, and the previous owners did not use it that frequently. So when I go up on top to this next level here, where most of the wires are carrying the electricity, there have been mice or squirrels or something that have started to chew some of the exterior of the old cabling. So right now, before I get anything enclosed, I want to make sure that all of my electrical is as best as I can have it right now, especially if there's anything exposed. I want to absolutely eliminate that. So I'm going to take the opportunity now, before I start enclosing anything, to complete the wiring for the rest of the barn. That includes this wall. So the idea behind here is going to be probably a couple of TVs in my vision at the moment, and then a bar on this side over here on this wall, and then maybe something else on this side, maybe a golf net. I don't know. I'm a guy. I have a ton of different hobbies, so maybe I'll do whatever comes to mind at the moment, but that space is going to be left a little bit open. And so before I go ahead and enclose this cathedral ceiling, I need to think about also lights. Now I have a ton of lights, and they're actually just kind of leftover LED lights that cover a majority of my workspace back here. And that's actually really, really nice. It kind of feels like you're in a hospital, but also too, if you like to woodwork, you don't exactly want to work in the dark either. So I want to have as many options as possible. And so because I have a rather long length of run between one side of the barn and the other, what I came up with this design. I'm going to have recessed lighting set basically in the three sections, the first, the middle, and then the final section. These 6-inch recessed lighting cans. Now you can basically get these from any box store, but the ones I chose, again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is 100% my own choice. But I have used these in my basement. These are the Halo H7 iCat 6-inch recessed cans. Now what I like particularly about these is, one, they go as far as 24 inches, and I have just about 22 and a half inch bays. So I need something that I can nail on. The second and nice thing is that it comes with these nails already in them. And the third, and maybe more important thing, is that these are 100% protected. And so you can put insulation right up against this, and it meets all standard wiring codes. And the last, and maybe more specific, if you are someone that knows enough about electricity and can do your own electrical, this basically takes out some of the guesswork if you don't know what you're doing. Honestly, this is not a recommendation to do anything your own, but if you know electrical and you know what you're doing and how to run a circuit, these connectors here are fantastic. So all you have to do is strip the very end of the wire and you push those fittings in. So this makes really quick work. Plus it also has these cool little slides where you flip these bays up and you just slide the Romex right into the side, which is pretty awesome. So these things are really, really accommodating for a design like this. These will hold up likely up to a 60-watt bulb, and I have chosen to have 6 of these on a circuit. So do some math, generally speaking, I have probably about 150 feet of cable in here coming all the way from my box. I can run this on standard 14 to 15 amp service. And so if you do the math, it's only about a half of an amp per light. And so I have 6 of them, so it's only 3 amps. I have more than enough to do it on light cabling. So I'm going to just set up a single breaker, and then I will have over here where my entry point is for my steps. When I come upstairs, I'm gonna have a little switch on the wall. It'll light up all 6 of those lights. These aren't dimmable, so if you're looking for a dimmable version, then you're gonna have to make sure that you get that. But this will serve as a majority of kind of my intermittent lighting along the side of the barn. And again, I can change the bulbs, I can make them whatever I want. And the last part, and probably more important part, is that these only are the cans. So although these are relatively inexpensive, I think they're like 10 bucks a piece. You have to buy the trim kit for these. And also because I am putting these up on a 45-degree angle, I need to have a recessed eyeball that I can actually adjust down. Otherwise all my lights would be coming straight out. So that is a little bit on the electrical. And so I wanted to just show the cans, but also a little bit about how I ran the electrical, because a lot of people do like to actually see how other people do it. So you can see actually along this line here, I have basically, I made a hole using a tiny hole saw in between all my rafters. I don't exactly love to cut through the wood, but it's really the only way to get it in a reasonable run. And then over here, this is kind of where I'm at right now. So I will show you a little bit about how I continue on the process, but today is really about the electrical and getting this all wrapped up before I do the installation. So let's go ahead and figure this thing out and let's see how it goes. I use this quick core attachment to do in between the rafters to cut through the holes. It's pretty awesome. These things are great because they have this quick release right here that allows you to take this off and you can push the core right out. So this makes really quick work. Again, quick core, pretty sweet. They come in all different sizes and they come in like one pack. So you just throw it on your standard drill and it works like a charm. So you only really need like 3/8 of an inch to put into those quick connectors in the back of the light. Cover on, upside down and backwards. Bring it all to see. There we go. Okay, so I want you to see. Look at rodents, they really do a number. So this is up on the top, and then this is what goes out to my exterior light on my barn. Look at how chewed out that one is. And that goes upstairs to that light. Okay, so here, it looks a little bit like a mess, but this is actually right here by my stairwell. And this is exactly where I want to put the light switch for all the recessed lighting. So let's go ahead and get this thing wired up. Okay, so coming in here down to my tack room essentially for this barn is this sub panel. Now, admittedly, I'm a bit nervous because if you look at the panel, there's also no access to any of the wires coming in or out. It'll allow me then to feed a line across the top. Likely I'm going to go underneath all of these beams, and then right above here is essentially where my step is to get to the top of my steps and the switch that I'm trying to gain access to. So I'm not going to be able to show you how I get this done necessarily, but I will try to take steps and show you what the panel looks like, and hopefully there's not anything too crazy behind here. Okay, so I'm checking in here and I now have glasses and a mask. This panel is just 1,000 times worse than I could have imagined. I knew we had some mice throughout the years. My cats do a really good job of controlling it, but this is much, much worse. So I have my mask and my glasses on because I need to deal with this situation.